Good morning, friends and family. I'm going to do a quick video here. I'm going to talk about three things. One is going to be about Texas, which is where I'm at now. The other is going to be about Project 2025, which I'm sure most of you have not read that 900-page manifesto. But when I tell you conservative and Republicans don't think things through, I'm going to make that very apparent when I talk about that section. The third part is just going to be an anecdote about this election cycle that I am more than positive 51% of people will understand, because I believe that the majority of people, 51%, have common sense. Okay? So let's start off with Texas. All right? Recently, this past week, there was a hurricane that hit Houston. Okay, now Houston parts of Houston are still currently without power from that hurricane. Our governor, Abbott, and lieutenant governor are rattling their saber about the power company did this and the power company is not doing that, and they're going to get to the bottom of it. These are the same people that for the last few years have allowed rolling power outages all over Texas in the wintertime, and they didn't so much as give ERCOT, the power company, or one of the power companies, a slap on the wrist. And we're supposed to believe that them, and if you remember Ted Cruz, he took off to Mexico during one of the power outages. Don't believe what they told you, believe what they showed you, okay? And they are showing you they don't care. Houston, they don't care that you are in 90 to 100 degree weather with no AC. They don't care that your groceries are spoiling in your fridge. They don't care that you don't have power to turn on your stove to even cook the food before it spoils. If this is happening now in the summer, what do you think is going to happen this winter? Mark my words, there's going to be power outages in Texas, okay, because they don't care. All right. Also, I saw this on the news today. Maybe yesterday, but I know I saw it again this morning. There is a grocery store north of San Antonio that will allow you, or has right now, a vending machine, for lack of a better term, a soda vending machine that you can buy ammo. Now, buying ammunition is not illegal. I think anyone over 18 can do it. Okay, but when you go to Walmart, there's at least a one level of human interaction, a person there that can say, okay, you're above 18, and yes, I can see that you are legal to buy ammunition. It's not just a vending machine where any 12 or 14-year-old kid can go in there with their older brother's ID and their parents' credit card and get 100 rounds of ammunition and then go to school. Does this ridiculousness, am I the only one that thinks that's absolutely insane? A vending machine that sells ammunition in a grocery store. Okay. Project 2025. A 900-plus page manifesto for conservative Republicans on how they will fundamentally change our government to suit their needs and the needs of the rich and wealthy. Now, it's too long for me to go over the entire thing, so I'm going to break it down into sections, okay? The first section I'm going to go over is one that's been on my feed recently, and that's about the Department of Education. Project 2025, they want to eliminate the Department of Education, and in place of that, they want to give parents an educational spending allowance, an ESA, for their child. Now, with that ESA, they can take that money and they can put their kid into a private school or a religious institution or homeschool. Okay? Now, on the surface, you're like, that doesn't sound like a big deal. Let me tell you why it's a big deal. You could live 2 blocks away from a private school and be denied admission because you're black or Mexican, or your parents don't work in the same tax bracket as the other people in that private school. It's by admission. They don't have to let you in. Okay? So you might be trying to bus your kid 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour away, to find a school that you can admit them in, because all the private schools in your area said no, they don't have to take you. All right? All right. Religious institutions. You can take, if this isn't socialism, that apparently Republicans are okay with this version of socialism, they can take all your tax money and they can put their kid in a Mormon school or a Catholic school. Now, just to clarify, let me make sure. Republicans are against abortion because it's against their, for religious reasons, right? They don't want their tax dollars going toward any federal spending for abortion. Well, I don't want my tax dollars going to any funding of a religious institution. I'm not Mormon. I'm not Catholic. Why are my tax dollars going to that? See the hypocrisy there? All right. Let's move on. And this is where I say they don't really think these things through. Okay? The homeschooling. Let's just say, and I'm going to give you an example. Let's just say I'm a parent and I've got, single parent, I've got 5 kids. I get food stamps for 5 kids. We got plenty of food, no problem. Now, if this sort of thing passes, now I can get 5 ESA checks for my kids to homeschool them. So we got plenty of food, and now I'm getting 5 checks. Well, damn. I'm just going to sit my kids down in front of the TV and collect those checks. Now I don't have to work because I don't have to pay rent. I'm getting these 5 ESA checks. Well, snap. You didn't think about that? Well, let's take it a step further. Since you're incentivizing me and you don't allow me to have an abortion, what's to stop me from having 7, 10, 15 kids? Now I've got 7, 15, 10 ESA checks coming in. I can retire. Do they not think, like, am I crazy, or did they not think this thing through? I got 10, 15 kids now because you're incentivizing me to have them. So I'm getting 10, 15 kids worth of food stamps. We're eating steak, lobster, shrimp, salmon, high on the hog. And I'm getting 10 checks for homeschooling my kids. Did they not think this thing through? Like, how does that make any sense? That should bother everybody, especially if you have kids. No more public schooling. Now you got to find a private school that could reject you. Sure, I'm just going to send my tax money so that somebody can sit their kid in front of a TV at home, smoking Marlboros and drinking Budweiser all day while they're collecting food stamps. No incentive to work. I mean, if that sort of thing passes, maybe I'll pop out a couple more kids so I won't have to work. Jeez. All right. For my Gen X people, I know some of this is going to make sense to you. Do you guys remember a Saturday morning cartoon called Stop the Pigeon, or Hanna-Barbera All-Star Race, or the Laugh Olympics? Well, I'm going to tell you what those cartoons taught me. They had like Scooby-Doo, Scrappy-Doo, Grape Ape, Captain Caveman, Yogi, Huckleberry Hound. There were 3 teams, 2 good guy teams and 1 bad guy team. The bad guy team was Dick Dastardly and Muttley. You might remember Muttley. Some people call him Precious Pup. He's that dog that had that hissing laugh, that that's Dick Dastardly. And that's Dick Dastardly and Muttley, okay? The whole goal of that show, that race, the Laugh Olympics, is between the 2 good guy teams, you don't let the bad guy win. No circumstances do you let the bad guys win. The bad guys can never win. That's what I learned as a child, okay, watching that show. You never let the bad guy win, okay? Some of you millennials or younger, look at it this way. Lord of the Rings. You don't let Sauron win. You don't let him win. Harry Potter fans, you don't let Voldemort win. Star Wars fans, you don't let the Emperor win. Bad things happen when you don't stop the, when the good guys don't win. All right? There's a phrase. Evil happens when good people do nothing. Now, I know that that phrase is usually when good men do nothing, but we're in 2024. So when good people do nothing, that's when bad things happen. Okay? You know what happens when when the bad guy wins? You get Vladimir Putin in Russia. You get Xi Jinping, I can't pronounce his name right. You get him in China. You get Fidel Castro in Cuba. I know he's not the current president, but he was a bad guy. You get the idea, okay? Nobody has ever said that Biden was a bad guy. Nobody's ever said that, okay? But we have all watched a man be convicted of 34 felonies, be adjudicated for sexual battery, be convicted of fraud. You don't let the bad guy win. How much, I mean, it's even disappointing to even have to say this, to stress this. This is what our choice is. A bad guy or a slow, honest, grandfatherly figure. Is he perfect? No. You know, has he lost a step? Yeah. But we all know he's the alternative is a bad guy. Okay? So just be smart. Don't let the bad guy win. Okay? Thank you.